Hi guys, this is Klazar bringing another audio commentary, and this time I'm commentating on the MSL round of 16 Game 1 matchup between Kwanro and Kal. And this is probably another exciting matchup that a lot of people are looking forward to. We've just got Kal starting up in the bottom left corner of the map playing Protoss in blue, and Kwanro in the bottom right corner of the map playing Zerg in, I think, yellow. So this is going to be a great matchup between these two guys. Kwanro has really caught my interest of late, having seen him in a couple of games recently. He seems to have a very aggressive and entertaining style of StarCraft play, especially on this map, which is Bluestorm, which I think has produced a few great games for us already. So I'm expecting another good one coming up in this one. Kal, on the other hand, I don't know much of. I haven't seen him play that much, but he is considered to be a very good Protoss player. His Protoss versus Zerg is supposed to be second only to that of Bisu, and that really is a big compliment to play any player, even with Bisu in his current slumping state. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of strategy, especially Kwanro, adapts on this map. I think, considering the map pool, it's vital for Kwanro to win this first map on Bluestorm. It is a best of 3, and I think it's very important for Kwanro to take this game. I think if Kwanro loses this game, there's a very strong... And Kwanro, interestingly, just to point out, has gone for that spawning pool first. So Kwanro has put that spawning pool down first. And again, this is a little bit remiss of his strategy in previous games versus other players. So Kwanro putting the spawning pool down first, not choosing to fast expand. His opponent, interestingly enough, has taken the pylon. Kal has taken the pylon, but he has not sent a scouting probe out. So both players a little bit... interesting and unconventional in their strategy, and Kwanro looks like he's going for an all-out Zergling rush, and this is very risky strategy because his opponent, even though he hasn't scouted, he's put his forge down first, and I suppose that is good play from him, because if he decided to put his Nexus down first without scouting his opponent, seeing what his opponent was doing, he would have basically died to this strategy. And I think Kwanro has really been a little bit overconfident in anticipating his opponent to put that Nexus down first. Typically, that's what you would expect a player, and it looks like Kal almost has a sixth sense about him. At least thus far in this game, and he's gonna be very gratified when his probe wanders in and he sees that his opponent, Kal now, because Kal has actually not started that Nexus yet, it allowed him to put that second photon cannon down first as well. So I think Kal is going to be ready and waiting. Unfortunately for Kwanro, by the time his Zerglings arrive, he's probably going to need to. And now on top of that, he's actually delaying Kwanro from putting his own natural expo down. Kwanro managed to get that drone down, and this is critical for Kwanro. He's delaying time. He's put that spawning pool down first, and now he's so far behind. Kwanro is now really far behind in this game because he went for that spawning pool first. He's only now gotten his natural expo down. Meanwhile, Kal, having seen what his opponent was up to, has put those couple of photon cannons down first and is only now putting down his Nexus. I don't think Kal will mind that too much because he's going to feel his defense is assured, and Kwanro, having gone for that spawning pool first, now concentrating. I think he realized that his opponent scout, because his opponent saw him, and with his overlord seeing those photon cannons, he realized that there was no point going ahead with the Zerglings to rush, and that's probably why he decided to pull back and not go ahead with his Zergling rush, which unfortunately he committed himself to the moment he put that spawning pool down. So I have to say, Kwanro really painting himself into a corner, and he's going to find it difficult to come out on top with the victory in this game. Now Kwanro going for that expansion at the 3 o'clock position. I think maybe he feels he needs to compensate for the fact that he's only now taking his gas. I think now perhaps Kwanro feels that he needs to compensate for the fact that his opponent has fast expanded and has successfully warded off his rush, and that he needs to catch up economically because he's so far behind. And I really feel he's going to struggle now in this game, and I think it was unnecessary for him to take such severe risk. I think if he was going to go for that spawning pool, he should have also gone for the spawning pool early on. He should have also gone for the extractor, so at the very least, if his rush was not going to come off, he could have teched. But in the end, he didn't rush, he didn't do any damage to his opponent, allowed his opponent to get that Nexus up and running, and virtually be unpressured. And now it's only now that he's sending those 6 Zerglings out, but I mean, it's too little too late. The gateway is up, the cybernetics core is going up, the doorway is blocked, and really there's very little he's going to be able to do about this. I anticipate the Zealot to come out and close off that little gap between the two cannons, and just as I say that, the Zealot pops out. So Kwanro is going to be in huge trouble here. I'm not sure what he can do because he's not ahead in terms of his tech, he's not ahead in terms of his economy, and really this is, from this point on, Kal's game to lose. Kwanro now starting up his lair, realizing perhaps that the only hope he has in this game is maybe if he can get a push going early on before his opponent can mass, and maybe Kwanro needs to get some... he's gone for his lair. I think maybe a better chance would have been for him to have tried to go for a Hydra's push, because I really think that he's not really going to have those Mutalisks out in time to trouble his opponent too much. His Mutalisk harass has been quite impressive. I think it was versus Kanata that Kwanro displayed some wonderful Mutalisk harass and really laid the hurt on his opponent and just made him unable to play. And I think, or was it versus I Love UV? I'm getting confused here. But nevertheless, he has shown that he's good with Mutalisk harass. But I think that versus a player like versus a player like Kal, who seems to be very assured about himself, Kwanro is going to have a difficult time. And maybe now that Bisu has fallen off, this new up-and-coming Protoss player will be the answer, and Kal now trying to block Kwanro off his maze. And Kal is going to find that expansion at the 3 o'clock position. I guess, I'm not sure Kal thought that his opponent would go for that because of the fact that his opponent was in a weaker position. So, and again, now that he has put that expansion up, he's got that extra hatchery, but he's going to find it very difficult to defend because he's so far behind now. And really, with this complete back against the wall Kwanro here, and the Stargate has now gone up for Kal. He's now putting up his robotics facility as well, and really, I'm not sure what Kwanro can do to come back in this game and to bring a victory. And Kal actually managed to get the scout through into Kwanro's base. A little bit careless by Kwanro. Kal with the single zealot and the probe has managed to get through and seen that Kwanro is putting up that Spire. So Kwanro not only and oh my god, this is very careless by Kwanro. This is brilliant by Kal though. He lured those Zerlings away that were by his scout into Kwanro's main, and now he's actually managed to kill off 2 drones of Kwanro's with those zealots, and that's great play by Kal. He's actually managed to kill off a couple of Kwanro's drones. Kwanro's micro of course is good, but I'm not sure how great his multitasking ability is. We have at times seen him leaving drones idle in his base, and it hasn't cost him thus far. But now we've got the Corsair coming out. Kwanro has not put out any Hydralisk, and he's obviously going to lose probably at least 1 Overlord to this because the Spire is still not up. The Hydralisk Den is going up, but it's going on quite late, and I really felt he should have opted to go for that Hydralisk Den first, the way July did versus Bisu, as opposed to putting that Spire down. And I feel that Kwanro's tactical sense hasn't been perfect in this game thus far. And really, I guess it's easy to talk about what he's doing now, but really what's put him in this position is what he chose to do in the beginning, and you could call it unfortunate, or you could just say that it was a risky strategy that didn't pay off ultimately. Kwanro now sending a good group of Zerlings, so already lost 1 Overlord out to that Corsair. It'll be I think the fact that I was wondering if perhaps Kal would decide to press home his advantage of getting that Stargate up and being ahead economically by maybe putting down a second Stargate. Kwanro now has got some Scourges down, but it doesn't look like he's doing that. It seems he's content with the 1 Stargate, considering that he does have the lead. Kwanro really committing himself to this all-out macro style, and his opponent actually got the robotics support bay up as well. He's not going for a second Stargate, definitely, but he's got the robotics support bay up as well. Kwanro has put an expansion down at the 12 o'clock position, as well as the second hatchery down at the 3 o'clock position. He's really committing himself to this macro style. I don't know how he thinks he's going to be able to keep his opponent locked away and in his base for long enough to be able to reap the benefits of it, and he's really going to have to macro very hard. Kwanro trying to catch perhaps a shuttle off guard by coming in with those Scourges, and the second Stargate is now going up for Kal, so I think that's a good move by Kal, putting that second Stargate up. I guess he wanted to make sure he got his robotic support way up and the rest of it in time, and only then when he had the resources to spare has he put that second Stargate. So Kal realizes he's ahead, he's content to sit back in his base for now, and it does give Kwanro a little bit of breathing space, and maybe that's why Kwanro decided to go all out with these extra hatcheries. But I really am not sure what he's going to be able to do. He really is in a very, very tough spot here, and once again the probe getting through, and this is poor. He's just not at all able to deny the scout. A single probe this time alone getting through, and Kwanro really committing himself. A third hatchery going down at that 3 o'clock base. He's going completely nuts here with his macro. I guess he just feels if he can. I just don't see what the purpose of all those hatcheries is. Is he actually going to even have the larvae to make use of that? Citadel Levada now going up for Kal. I think he should probably just concentrate on getting those Reavers out, because his opponent is so vulnerable right now. I think Kwanro would really struggle to defend attacks in multiple positions. And if Kwanro can, if Kal can get that going, I think Kwanro will really struggle to defend. So Kwanro now pumping a few Hydralisks out. He seems to have concentrated mainly on Scourges and Hydralisks, a little bit similar again to what we saw initially in a previous game. I can't remember for the life of me who that was. Observatory going down, as well as another 4 gateways going down for Kal, and really I think Kal feels very assured and comfortable. And Kal now feels he's got enough. He's got his Kal being pushed back. Oh my god, Scourges coming out. If he can take down the shuttle, this is going to be absolutely huge. And that shuttle is being chased by those Scourges. I think he's going to make it to the defense of the photon cannons in time, and that would have been huge. But unfortunately for Kwanro, he's lost all 6 Scourges without doing any damage. Kal ventured out with the Corsairs and the shuttle, and for a second it looked like with the combination of the Hydralisk and the Scourges, Kwanro was going to catch him out. But in the end he didn't, and really brilliant micro by Kal. He maneuvered his Corsairs and shuttles brilliantly and managed to actually counter that and actually survive and kept his shuttle alive. That was brilliant play. He didn't take any damage at all to his forces, and now he's going to really lay the pain on Kwanro, dropping the Reaver down behind. Those drones are going to get it. Reaver Scarab goes off. Are the drones going to escape? It looks like they are. He only gets 1 drone with that Reaver Scarab. So this is where Kwanro's multitasking ability is going to be tested, and his true nature of his micro. Another Reaver drop. There's only 1 Reaver along with a couple of Zealots this time. So Kwanro, if he can bring his group of Hydralisks in, he might be able to do some damage to it. Reaver shot going off again. That Reaver shot looks like it's going to miss. So unlucky for Kal, not doing any damage with his first 2 Reaver shots. That really is unlucky. Kwanro microing decently, now bringing his Hydralisk in to defend himself. So he's doing a decent job of coping with the pressure. Kal dropping behind the mirror line. He's going to try and get that Reaver shot off. A couple of Hydras get taken out. That shuttle coming under fire. He needs to move that shuttle away. That shuttle's still being targeted. He managed to drop the Reaver, kill a couple more Hydralisks, and Kwanro has been very lucky. He hasn't taken too much damage. Looks like he's lost a couple of drones there. Kwanro coming back. Kwanro's got his Hydralisk in intercepting position. He's going to lose that Overlord there, but he's managed to pick up a couple of Corsairs. I have to say, Kwanro is fighting back brilliantly again here. He needs to be right on his toes though, because we've got another Reaver drop going up. Kwanro moving the drones away, and yet again, Kwanro is doing a great job of minimizing the damage Kal is doing to his economy. Another Reaver shot goes wasted, and Kwanro might very well have a chance to come back in this game and reap the benefits of those two expansions. Because he has had those expansions running up, but now we've got Kal coming through with a massive ground force, and he's mopping up those Overlords. And Kwanro, he's got a full group of Zealots. Kwanro now moving forward with those Hydras, trying to defend his Overlords with them, keeping his Overlords with them. Kal has got a decent group of Zealots there, but he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. He needs to put the Reaver down, and now Kal is going to put those Zealots as a wall against those Hydralisks, and the Reaver behind it, the lone Reaver, and he's going to force, he's got two Reavers actually, and he's going to force Kwanro back all along with this. Meanwhile, because he's being forced back, he's losing all of his Overlords. Kwanro coming in with a large number of Scourges. He managed to take down two of the Corsairs. Decent play, decent defense by Kwanro, but he's losing more and more Overlords, and this is critical because he's not going to be able to reproduce those Hydralisks as desperately as he needs to. He needs to keep those Overlords alive. He's going to lose another 4 Overlords here, and this is really going to be curtains for him once those Overlords go down. He's focusing fire on that Reaver, but the excuse me, but the Zealots are laying waste to his Hydralisk, and now his 3 o'clock expansion is highly vulnerable. He's unfortunately for Kwanro, he didn't manage to make all of his Scourges count, and that lone Corsair is killing off more Overlords. And because although he lost all of his Overlords, he's actually struggling to reproduce the Hydralisk that he needs to defend himself. He's got no Sunkens actually to defend him. He's got more Hydralisks popping out though. Kal is trying to pick them up as they pop. He's got more Zealots streaming in for reinforcements, but Kwanro obviously will have a shorter distance to reinforce himself, fighting a running battle, microing those Hydralisks decently. But Kal's Zealots are just so strong, and it looks like they are upgraded 1-1. Versus Kwanro. I can't exactly tell, but it just definitely looks like those Zealots are upgraded, and they're just tearing through these Hydralisks as if they were a knife slicing through butter, and Kwanro finally wiped out, and GG's. Brilliant play by Kal, pressing home his advantage in the end. For a second I thought Kwanro almost had a chance of getting out, and if those 6 Scourges had caught that shuttle at that crucial point where Kal managed to micro it away, I think Kwanro would have fought his way back in the game. I'm very excited seeing Kwanro play, but I'm even more excited seeing Kal. This has been a great game of StarCraft, guys. This is Klazar. Thanks for listening.